What is your biggest fear?
I think being alone. Like, I like being with one person, but I like to do my own thing. But I just like making sure I'm not by myself somewhere.
Yep, autism.
Okay.
Okay, I love that moment actually, because that is speaking to Autistic's love of when they're little kids, we would call it parallel play, where it's like you're just existing in the room with another person, but you're doing two different things at once. It still is a feeling of bonding and connection to just exist in a room with a human. It's one of those areas where, as a clinician, I'm taught to notice like, oh, they haven't graduated from parallel play, because we think of it as like more neurotypical kids, or at least the kids that were more typically developing that were studied, they tend to do parallel play when they're really young. And then they sort of graduate into like joint attention. And, so you're paying attention to the same thing and you're like both listening to a book. So there's usually that thought that as kids, they graduate to these other stages. But that is one thing I would say. I think there definitely needs to be more research into it and more observation of autistic kids that are not therapized. That's the real trick. They have to like not be therapized to play in different ways due to adult expectations. But if we could just do more natural observation of some untherapized autistic kids, I suspect we would see that they have different patterns of using parallel play at different times compared to joint attention, compared to these other stages of play. Not that they don't graduate to them. I don't think they have as much of like a linear progression through them, because even as an adult, like I said, like parallel play, the adult version of parallel play for me is still pretty important. When my spouse is out of town, I still miss the presence of that person in the room doing their own thing while I'm also doing a different thing. Like, we want to coexist in the same space, even if we're doing different things. And I think it's definitely something clinicians underestimate the importance of having a autistic child. If you have them in your clinic room and they don't want to engage with you, have the kid just like exist in the room playing with you. And that's fine. If that's what they need for a while, if they need that for the first like few sessions or whatever, that's actually a totally fine approach. Because it's not about building rapport at that point. It's about building a relationship and helping that kid to feel safe around you. And most adults never give autistic kids the time to just exist in the space with them.